that only leaves in this unassimilated block the question of people, perhaps who've been here for several generations, who've disassimilated themselves, who perhaps their parents were assimilated, but they decided they want to do something different. And here, there is no one in this category other than the Muslims. And with them, there has to be a special way of looking at it. When we say we've got no problem with settled people who have assimilated here, first they have to be loyal to this country, to its values, and not want to impose their way of doing things on the whole of our society. What they do in their own temple or church or whatever, that's up to them. What they do in their own home is up to them. It's not for the state to interfere. But what they want to do in schools, what they want to do in terms of running the system, what they want to do in terms of closing down things that they don't find agreeable, like churches in the East End, they want to turn them into mosques. Well, at that point, we have to draw the line. So if communities like that don't accept our ways, they are going to have to go by negotiation. But they're going to have to go. And one of the things about accepting our ways is they have, as a community, to have their birth rate basically the same as ours. Because if they're going to insist, at present, our birth rate is about 1.6. The average indigenous lady has 1.6 children in her lifetime. Some have more, some have none. 1.6. The average Bangladeshi and Pakistani have approximately 5 children in their lifetime. So you could close the doors tomorrow. This is where people like UKIP go so horribly wrong. Even they say, well, yeah, we'll close the doors. Even if they did, it's too late. It's not the horse has bolted, the horse has already come. And if you've got one section of the population which is reproducing, and they reproduce far, far quicker as well. They start having kids much younger than the average Brit, and they bring in people from abroad all the time, so their population is expanding almost exponentially. And if you've got one group in a multiracial society which insists on breeding 3 times faster than the rest, then sooner or later you're going to have big, big trouble. And we don't want big trouble with millions of people. That's bad for them, it's bad for us, it's bad for all our families. It's far better to say, right from the start, look, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work. So if you can't adapt to our ways in toto, including your birth rate, then your community must leave. And again, that's been done throughout the third world. Every now and again you get an African country, you get an Asian country, which has relied on foreign immigrant labour for some years, and there's an economic downturn, and they simply say, right, this is finished now, go. And they usually give them about 3 weeks to go, which is pretty rough. We wouldn't do that. We'd say, right, this is going to take time, it might take 5 years. But communities which won't settle, which aren't integrated, it's better that they go now, compulsorily, but by negotiation, with assistance, with money, being allowed to settle their affairs. If they've legitimately bought a house in this country, they've got to be given a chance to sell it. And they take the money with them. That's all fair. Anything else would be wrong. But in the end, a community which won't settle, whose presence here will inevitably lead to constant clashes, in the end, when there's enough of them, leading to civil war, we simply cannot accept that. That's what Powell described as madness. It's like a nation heaping up its own funeral pyre, and our job is to take fuel off the funeral pyre, not to allow people to keep on adding it.